This racket was given to me by Juan LeBron, which was world #1. So I'll give it to you to try a game against me.
Okay.
I'm a bit old for a pirate, aren't I?
You're never too old.
Never too old to be a pirate.
Never too old.
I got an idea that I could run 30 marathons back to back in 30 days. And
Why would you do that?
Dubai was founded in 1833, then just a tiny little fishing village on the edge of the desert. Simply a resting place for Bedouins. Fast forward nearly 200 years and Dubai is a jewel in the Arabian Peninsula and one of the 7 Emirates of the UAE, famous around the world as the go-to luxury tourist destination. Home to more 5-star hotels than anywhere else on the planet, where locals once dive for pearls, they now shop in luxury malls and dine in the finest Michelin star restaurants. But if you think you know Dubai, that this is all the city is about, then I have news for you. I'm Kate Garraway, and in this series, I'm going to meet people that will open your eyes and your mind to another Dubai, the one that is unheard, to show you what this city and its residents are all about. A place where East meets West, where women can and do lead the way, where science is saving resources and selflessness is saving lives. We'll meet people who want to turn what you think about this city on its head and tell a totally different story about Dubai and its amazing people. Sport, well-being and fitness runs through the veins and the streets of modern Dubai. From elite athletes to the residents, from state-of-the-art sporting complexes to community events. This is one active city. You'll find fitness at the heart of Dubai, with infrastructure there to help the population live a healthier life. Hundreds of kilometers of cycle tracks, miles and miles of dedicated cushion running tracks, beaches filled with activities like volleyball, paddle and water sports, and a yearly program of activities that sees millions of their residents exercising daily in the Dubai Fitness Challenge. But where better to start exploring this active city than by going to one of the many gyms with one of the fittest men in Dubai, Marcus Smith, a fitness entrepreneur, extreme athlete, and an ambassador for the Dubai Fitness Challenge. So let's talk about you. When did you first come to Dubai?
I came in 1983.
And what brought you here?
My parents. And yeah, my dad got a job here and I was just turned 4 or 5 years old and it was wild.
Why was it wild?
Because there was nothing here.
Ah.
There was no highways. Like the main artery, which is Sheikh Zayed Road, where all those beautiful towers now sit, was nothing. It was like...
Is it a dirt track?
It was, there was tarmac on it, but you could just walk across it.
Yeah.
And there was camels on it every day. And you could just jump out like there and I could run into the desert for however long I wanted to. And, I mean, we're talking 40 years, so it's a fair amount of time, but still, when we came to what it is now, there's a lot of change.
So do you, what have you seen that's been the best things about the change? Because you probably miss a little bit the freedom and the camels, don't you? Or not really?
I go and find them. They've just moved a little bit out of the city and you know, we've almost been gifted this space at Al Qudra where His Highness has basically created one of the ultimate playgrounds of nature and sport, which is absolutely amazing. I guess the best thing is Dubai's always offered so many people, even myself, like great opportunity. If you have an idea, it could probably work in Dubai.
It's quite daunting for me because while you're chatting to me, a sort of soft, slightly floppy person over here, I am looking at signs that say "show no weakness."
So let's make it intimidating.
Yeah, it's really intimidating. That's his inspiration, though, is it?
Yeah, it is a little bit. It's listen, I set this thing up in 2008 here in Dubai, and It also, outside of the reception, one of our brand values and the one at the top says fun. So we mix the hard with the
Show no weakness, but do have fun.
Well, have some fun,
It's a great mix.
Yeah.
It's lovely and calm in here, but we can hear that there are classes going on all around.
Yeah.
So what kind of classes do you do here?
Obviously, Dubai's got a lot of people that have super stressful jobs that include a lot of office time, travel around the region, and we just want to help people to move freely. And in our gym, you see a lot of dumbbells, kettlebells, we use barbells. So we follow functional strength and conditioning, which, because we teach in a class setting as well, it's a load of fun. You're working out with a bunch of people that actually become your mates, which is really cool.
And how important do you think fitness is to people in Dubai? It feels like pretty much every building, whether it's residential or the workplace, has some kind of gym in it.
I would say it's insanely accessible compared to other parts of the world. You're absolutely right. If you live in an apartment block, you'd have a gym. If you live in a villa community, you'd have a gym. There's an incredible amount of public parks. All of them have some sort of outdoor gym or running track.
So you have always been trying to work really hard to keep yourself fit and to deal with the challenges of life. And then you had a massive health challenge yourself.
In February of 2018, I had a decent bike accident. I was trying to do some ultra cycling races and set a world record, which in short, they're 1,000K races and they're on 4 different continents of the world. And I was trying to become the first person to do all 4 of them back to back. And I was training and I made a bad turn on a road, which made essentially what happened is a truck hit me and then I hit a brick wall traveling about 54 kilometers an hour. And the impact it had burst the left part of my lung. And when that happens, it's obviously very difficult to breathe. I was in quite a bit of pain as well because I'd broken my scapula and I'd broken 7 of my ribs with the impact. So I spent a few hours literally just fighting for every single breath that I took because the bleeding and the trauma to the lungs, you can't get oxygen in. And as we know, without oxygen, you don't really last very long.
And amazingly, only 8 months after that terrible accident, you took on the 30-day challenge, running 30 marathons in 30 days.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. That feels like something where you'd have to show no weakness.
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was
So what is
interesting.
it, first of all?
Dubai launched a 30-day challenge in 2016 or 2017, which again is another sort of marker of how Dubai wants to encourage physical activity. And the simple challenge from His Highness Sheikh Hamdan was 30 minutes of exercise a day for 30 days, which to anyone is like, it could be walking. And, it's super easy. And I was reading a book in 2018 and I got an idea that I could run 30 marathons back to back in 30 days. And
Why would you do that? Is that because 30 minutes of walking wouldn't be enough of a test for you and you wanted to see if you could?
That's actually what the organizer of the event said. He said, Marcus, this is aimed at like sedentary people. And of course I jumped down the phone and I was like, yeah, that's why my idea is so good because I'm going to do something so silly that they're just going to go, I can do that 30 minutes. And yeah, so on the 25th of October, I started running and it was fun. Like it was obviously super challenging. There were some very, very tough parts, but on the whole, it was amazing because again, everyone was just so open and the city kind of gets behind people and the schools, I got accepted to finish at like 15 schools and, a couple of Ks with the kids, which at some schools that were really sporty was an absolute nightmare because you get the really keen runner kid who's like 15 years old and I'm coming in after run like 15 days back-to-back marathon. I'm absolutely destroyed and, they've got all their school running around the athletics track and they're just absolutely trying to hammer me. It's like, I'm a 40-year-old guy. I'm tired. It was amazing,
They were like going, come on!
Yeah, literally. And it's like, for them, it's like they wanted to run super fast and they forgot that I'd run 41 kilometers to get there. But yeah, it was a while. it was a wild journey, and it's
And
still.
did a member of the royal family come and join you?
Yes, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan came. We ran together along the beach on the 28th day, I think that's what makes this country quite special because it's quite small, and that initiative is under his patronage. And he saw someone doing something that he thought was good, I guess, and he said, okay, on the 28th day, I'll come and run. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a bit weird. Like, it's a bit, not weird as in weird, but just like a bit surreal. And the guy who's next in line for the throne is just on the beach at 6 a.m. and we're just having a jog. And
Is he quite fit?
He's incredibly fit, yeah. And that's also what's inspiring, right? Because he's not only arranging and the government is funding these great initiatives, but he's fit and getting involved. And I think that's inspiring for the younger generation. We're just talking just about bikes and about running and about fitness and just normal stuff. And it was very surreal.
So the 30-day fitness challenge, what is that? And can anyone get involved?
It's amazing. It's one of the only governments in the world that I've seen that actually put on an initiative that encourages individuals, schools, corporates, no matter who you are, just to exercise, which actually plays out in all different formats. Companies will organize something every single day in their office, which can be quite entertaining. We've been into some companies and they're like, can you give these guys a 30-minute workout? And they're all in suits. It's like, okay, we'll do something that does that. So the vibe around the city during that time, and it's normally sort of the last week of October through November, is pretty amazing. Everyone, because you see it around the city. So there's almost like fitness parks that are at key locations around the city. So super accessible for people. There's different challenges going on. It's the one time in the year, and only the second time I've ever seen the main Sheikh Zayed Road closed when they have Dubai Run. And I think they had something like 100,000 people. I might get that wrong, so apologize to the guys that organize it. It might be 200,000 people running down Sheikh Zayed Road. And we spoke about His Highness Sheikh Hamdan before. Every year that they've done it, he's been there at the front. So he's leading the country down a closed Sheikh Zayed Road, which,
That must be such a sight.
It's the most insane thing I've ever seen. It's the most incredible sporting event I've ever seen.
Marcus, this has been a huge pleasure. I do still think I'm going to continue to show a little bit of weakness.
Are you?
I'm afraid. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm not. But can I try? Can I try? I'm going to try. I'm going to think about how I sit. I'm going to think about making movement more efficiently and getting out and about. Thank you. You're inspirational to chat to.
I appreciate it.
Very inspirational to chat to.
It's been nice.
Thank you. Marcus's story of how he came back from that horrific accident is so inspiring. He's an inspirational guy. But also, I love the way he has helped with Dubai's kind of evolution. He's lived there and seen it all. And now, like any big city, Dubai can be isolating, but he's taken his keenness on fitness and turned it into a whole community that you then see elsewhere in Dubai too.
But it's not only the Dubai Fitness Challenge that's keeping the city in shape. The fastest growing sport in the region is padel. Easy to learn and evolved from tennis, Dubai has hundreds of padel courts, and it's one of the most popular ways of staying fit here. I've come down to meet Emirati former professional and leading voice at UAE Padel Association, Isa Sharif.
It's so lovely to meet you. I'm fascinated by padel, and you were right there at the start of it taking off, weren't you?
Yeah, I started playing in 2013. It was a complete new sport to me. It looked weird. Like, why is there glass in a court that looks like tennis somehow? And the rules are like tennis, the scoring rules. When I started playing, I loved it. It was a lot social and it was fun, faster game. But nobody knew what paddle was. Everybody thought it was a stand-up paddle.
Like paddleboarding?
Paddleboarding
yeah,
or something.
I keep calling it the same thing. I keep saying, we're doing paddleboarding this afternoon. It's like, no, you're not. You're doing paddle.
So it was hard to explain to people and had to show them a lot of videos, a lot of what paddle is as a game. So, and it was, today when I look at it, I'm very proud of where we are today, with the number of courts and the players and the excitement of the community and the society we have. Not just here, even globally.
And here, it's just taken off in such a big way. What is so special about it? Why do people love it so much?
Well, I would like to say that it's supported by His Highness, the Crown Prince of Dubai, Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. He's the player, he's the leader behind it. So it picked up since a few years ago, but it was always there. There was a lot of courts, but people used to play casually. But now they take it as a sport where they want to, focus on their health. They just want to have an activity to do on a weekend or during the week. So this is why I think that the sport has grown, as well as, the community has loved it.
And as soon as a member of the royal family spotted it, saw, ooh, this is good, I like this, that becomes a real seal of approval, doesn't it? And
absolutely. As soon as it started in 2013, we saw that he had only 2 courts in his facility, and we just went there to play a nice tournament during Ramadan, which we always have every year, Nas Ramadan tournament, which is under his patronage. And since then, the sport has been growing, and he's been playing as well himself.
Have you played with him?
I've played with him many times.
Is he any good?
He's good. He's really good.
Did he beat you?
He did, actually. Yeah,
Did he?
He did. He did, actually. He did
And
many
you're
times.
competitive as well, so he must be good.
He did many times, actually. Because,
Yeah.
Padel is played in couples, right? So
Yeah.
your other partner has to be really good. So he had a really good partner. So both of them, as a combined partner, they were stronger.
And if you want to play professionally, that is a whole skill set. Do you do that?
I used to.
Okay.
I used to do it, but now that I'm focused a lot in my career, looking at, from career perspective and family and everything else, I play 3-4 times a week. I still compete in tournaments, but I'm not that
Okay.
level.
So your mission really is to spread the word about it.
Absolutely. To spread the word and to improve the game, the teams, the players. We have a national team ready for the UAE that competed in the World Championship. We have the women's national team that also competed in the World Championship. So ultimate goal is to grow the sport, to make Dubai as a global hub for padel.
And you already have the World Championships here, don't you? It was a huge success last year.
Absolutely. It was a sellout event. We've had more than 400 international players out of 17 countries that took part in the championship. It was an incredible event. We've done it in only 40 days.
Wow.
We did it in 40 days. We built 8 courts. We used the existing Dubai duty-free tennis stadium. We transformed the whole place into a padel venue.
Can you imagine padel at the Olympics?
I would imagine that. It's coming fast. I think
I
it's coming.
imagine if you had anything to do about it, it would.
I would want to play, actually.
You don't want to just be doing the negotiating
No,
to get
I
it
wanna
in.
be
You
part
want
of
to
the
get
whole
there.
experience.
Yeah. Padel, as you say, is spreading all out of the world, but it feels like its home is being made here, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And it's so huge and such a love for Emiratis in particular.
So for us, I think latest stats that we have is 70% of the Emiratis make of the padel community in the UAE, and specifically Dubai, which has the largest number of courts and the participants and the population of padel. I remember when it started, it was only expats. They used to play. It was different. Nobody knew. As soon as the Emirati community came in, it evolved even more and more. A lot of the brands started to come in and sponsor the UAE national team and the players as well, because the players that started to learn how to play have improved so much and so fast that they've started to compete internationally as well.
For this trip, I've brought along my kids, Darcy and Billy, to experience the city with me. And as soon as they saw the paddle courts, they were excited to give it a go. Lucky for them, I'm now friends with a former pro who was happy to give them a few tips.
Darcy, Billy, come over. How are you finding it?
Good. It's really fun.
As I hadn't been practicing like Darcy and Billy, Isa lent me a very special racket to give me a bit of a head start.
This racket was given to me by Juan Lebron, which was world number 1. So I'll give it to you to try a game against me.
Okay. Does that mean that I'll be better?
Spoiler alert, it didn't.
Oh!
Now, to be very unfair on Isa to show the whole match,
Mum, come on, Mum, come on.
Come on, no. It's okay. 30-15.
So you'll have to trust me when I say we won in straight sets, and I'm now the #1 paddle player in the world.
After the one, after the
I'm just checking. When you say it's out, is that a good thing or a bad thing? So I had the #1 player in the world's racket and still was useless. But I had so much fun that I can totally see why it gets addictive. I'm definitely going to go back. Maybe without a camera.
As you walk the streets of Dubai, the emphasis on physical wellness is clear. But I'm interested in exploring how the city's surprising number of mental wellness centres address the challenges of its fast-paced environment. Seva is the oldest wellness retreat in Dubai, a vital respite from the hustle and bustle of city life. I've come here to meet one of its founders, Shadi.
Welcome to Seva.
It's amazing. I notice even as you step in, it says you are the journey.
You are indeed.
Okay, so
Yes, you are.
you better lead me
Of course.
on the journey.
Of course.
Seva includes a cafe, yoga and meditation studios and an array of wellness treatments.
Did you have a clear idea in your mind what you wanted?
Not at all. We had a vision and we had a dream.
Right. And
But-
so give me the vision then. What was the vision? What was the feeling that you wanted to create?
Back in the days, we were revisiting the concept of health and well-being
Yeah.
based on first-hand experiences, based on our own experiences, and based on where the culture we're part of was.
Okay.
And little by little, as we are the journey, the whole thing started to get into a metamorphosis in a way. As we learn and unlearn, layer and unlayer, the whole thing continued to move.
And what do people say when they come into the space? Do they sense it?
The last thing we heard from people is saying this is a very much Bali vibes place.
Ah, yeah.
We've never been to Bali. So
But
the
they
whole
have
thing,
and
the
they
whole, the
feel
whole
it.
thing is about the element of nature and tuning into Mother Earth. And this
Yeah.
is what we try to do here. We're just tuning into the simplicity of being grounded, you know, connecting to what can't be bought with money and allowing the organic growth and nourishment of this environment to surround us in a way. So we're sitting in our cafe, which is Middle East's first 100% plant-based, sugar-free, gluten-free cafe. Everything we produce here is from scratch, even the nut milk that we offer. So in a way, we are living the cycle of as zero waste as possible in a permacultural philosophy and perspective, trying to contribute to the sustainability efforts that we have here. So everybody needs to eat. Might as well offer something of value and that nourishes the senses in a way.
Yeah.
So plating is another one. I mean, I can get a bit technical about infusing the whole process with crystals and the vibrations of the mantras and the
is
sound.
it true you planted crystals all around
We do
the
actually.
land you
We
had?
actually
Yeah.
do. Yeah, we believe that these minerals are ancient vibrations that came together over thousands and millions of years in a way, and these vibrations have been studied, and there are a lot of scientific evidences of their properties, and so we have our own little rituals here and there. We do them quietly. We try not to promote everything publicly, and the whole idea is to honor our relationship with Mother Earth.
Do you think that there's something about Dubai that allowed you to expand and achieve? Do you think that filled a need for people in Dubai, your experience?
We all have different needs, and obviously there is an impression about Dubai being very much on the glitter side of things. Having been born here, I can see the possibilities of this land, and I can see that what we are offering is not something lightweight. Even the industry that we are in, the wellness industry, is going to pioneer and is going to skyrocket in the coming decade and two.
You mean here particularly?
Globally.
Globally.
And I know that we are in a major hub worldwide, that is Dubai. We can see the exponential growth of opening new centers and
Yeah.
wellness hubs around the city. Because when we started, there were only a couple of places in the city. And now there are countless of them, and they're popping up left and right over the past couple of years, which also is a reflection of the demand and the need. The integral part of self-awareness and first-hand experience is to come into a place where you are not just being told what to do and what is good for you, or take this pill or do this and that. It's about being in a collective experience yourself. And then as you are in the class, as you are receiving the treatment, as you are going through this whole inner exploration, you start to realize that you are the medicine, that all these, what we call ailments and blockages, are nothing but incentives for us to create a movement and to be empowered to overcome them. Like Pearl S. Buck, the author, said, the joy of life is overcoming obstacles.
So this is the other side of the kind of outdoor, fit, active lifestyle that you can have here in Dubai. It's just a beautiful ambition that they've turned into a brilliant business reality. Be able to come here to put the best food into your body, to experience a little bit of calm and health and well-being, and also, I guess, to kind of relieve some of the stress and pressures of life and look after your brain, look after your mind, look after your well-being. And so, yeah, I think I could do this much more than 30 marathons. This seems like my kind of well-being. But who would have ever thought in Dubai you'd find a place like this? Dubai's commitment to mental well-being and fitness isn't limited to adults. There's a whole array of activities aimed at keeping children healthy and building communities, like Pirate Surf Rescue, a life-saving program for young people right across Dubai, which aims to build confidence in the water and in life. I've come to meet its founder, Candy Fanucci.
Candy was a competitive athlete from a young age, earning her national colours in swimming, hockey, track and rugby. In 2010, she created Pirate Surf Rescue, where thousands of children participate in a range of sports, fitness and educational programmes across the beaches of Dubai.
Okay, welcome.
Hello,
Lovely to see you.
I thought I'd come and actually see it in action.
On such a beautiful morning.
On a
It's incredible.
gorgeous morning. Everyone's already in the water.
Oh, nice and early. With the temperatures rising, we got to start super early now, but it's beautiful. You couldn't ask for a better setting, could you?
No, not at all. It's fantastic.
Excuse me for 1 second. I just want to blow the whistle.
No, okay. Oh, nothing stops for pirates.
Sorry.
What was that for?
So basically, they're doing 10 minutes of rotation.
Right.
So they're in different pods.
Right.
And then they rotate. They do one land, one sea, one land, one sea. So you can see they've got rescue training, surfboards, nipper boards, body boards.
Are the very little ones, are
Nipper
they?
boards are the rescue boards that
Oh, the
eventually they
rescue
use
boards, right,
later on
got it.
for rescue. They've got sea fitness, they've got body boards, they've got mega sup, and behind us we've got archery, which is great for them to learn the archery, beach volleyball, flags. So it's just a multiple kind of activities for them. So it gives them, some kids are great at swimming, some kids are great at running. So every kind of activity just boosts them up in some way, or, you know.
And presumably, doing a bit of all of it means if you are great at running, you get better. If you are great at swimming, you get better.
Absolutely. And there's individual and there's team. Some kids are very kind of individual people. They don't like to be out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And it forces them to do that teamwork. So it just gets them to do something that sometimes isn't easy for them.
So
vice
what's
versa.
the ethos then behind Pirate Surf? What's the dream?
The dream is just to change every single child's way of thinking, their lifestyle, their thought process, and just to make them the most incredible, confident human beings, kind-hearted, loyalty, honesty, sincerity, hard work, the kind of values that we grew up as kids. So everything I've learned as a kid is what I just wish to instill into their minds and their...
And you're doing it through the medium, really, of sport and health and fitness, aren't you?
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah.
Why do you pick that? Why not just have lectures?
Because kids are very practical now. With all the social media, if it's not practical, you've got an attention span of about 15 seconds for kids now. With TikTok, the TikTok videos have got shorter and shorter and shorter because you lose it. And nothing sits in their mind as actually doing it practically.
Yeah.
And they feel it and they get better. And it's, even their kind of health and well-being, they get super fit here, you're in the water. Look how beautiful the sea is.
It's amazing.
It's like a bath. I've traveled a lot in the world, and there's not many places that come close to Dubai's clean water.
It's beautiful,
Yeah,
isn't it? I mean, I'm
absolutely
desperate to
amazing.
get in myself. Look at that. I'm a bit old for a pirate, aren't I?
You're never too old.
Never
for a
too old
pirate.
to be a pirate.
Never too old. This is our parents group over here.
Yeah.
So they're all parents that instead of sitting on the beach and tanning, they come and they do all the activities that the kids do.
Ah,
So they've just done
wow.
surfing, and they do marine conservation or first aid or MMA or jiu-jitsu or frisbee, beach tennis. So it just gets them
Everything.
out in there, which is great. You know?
Yeah, so good.
And the
so
friendships
good.
that they all form is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So that is, and it's a lot revolves around discipline. And that's why people say, how can you run 300 kids at the same time? With the help of my whistle, that's all I need.
So once you blow that whistle,
They know.
they know. They know.
And 2 whistles, they've got 5 seconds to stop talking. If they haven't stopped talking, they do a run.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
they know. Again, it's like teaching the kids consequences to actions. You know, when you arrive at training, you greet someone. When you shake their hand, you shake their hand, not like a weak
Properly,
fish.
yeah.
Look them in the eye, you know,
Yeah.
smile. That's, you know, the first impression is so important when you meet people. So it's the whole kind of, you know, ethos that goes with what we did as kids, you know, what our parents did.
You find, don't you, there's that nobody really leaves pirates.
You know what
You've got some little ones out there, some older ones.
Absolutely. Today's our actually older day. We
Yeah.
have from the 10 to the 20-year-olds. On Saturdays.
20?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And on yesterday we have from the 4-year-olds to the 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
So it's a nice mixture. And they stay like, you know, Isaac and Antoine, our head coach, there he is with a white cap on. He's been with me for 14 years now. Started when he was 9 years old, and I think he's missed probably 5 sessions his entire life. Yeah. And
So
he's
every weekend, he's
every day.
there. Every day?
every day. He has 1 day off. We all have one.
Wow.
Yeah. But every day,
Wow.
7 days a week.
He loves it.
And I want the kids to be grateful. And just never forget what they have and what we're doing.
And what you're
ever.
doing.
You know, and I often when we have the afternoon sessions, I say to them, stop, look at that sunset. I've watched every sunset, you know, for
And make the
15
most of it.
years and
Savor it.
yeah, and everyone is as beautiful as the next one. So feel it, breathe it, see it, you know, touch it. And that's what I call the brain tattoo. If I can create a brain tattoo in every kid's life, I'll be the happiest human being alive.
As you can see here at Pirate Surf Rescue and all across Kite Beach, the absolute sense that people take their health and well-being and space is provided for them to take care of themselves is just brilliant. And there's a real sense, whether it be from parkour to paddleboarding, from the beach to into the desert, there's a sense of just a community being brought together by sport. By family sport, by kids playing sport, and by sport at the highest level. So it's just fantastic to see. And the backdrop's not bad either.
In the next episode, I'll be speaking to sporting legends and the key people behind some of Dubai's most iconic sporting events.
I'm here in the royal enclosure within the playground at the Dubai World Cup. And here we are. Wow, I was not expecting this.
Very special.
Well, hopefully, Kate, if this is third time lucky, you're going to be interviewing me every year because as I'm superstitious, I'll be wanting you back.
Oh, okay.
John Frankie, Nakatomi was getting home late, potentially one-third from remaking.
Click subscribe for our weekly episodes, and you can also listen on all podcast platforms.